What's up, you degenerate gamblers? Raphael Esparza here with my boy Detroit Lenny, and it's another episode of Betting Outside the Box. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. I myself had a pretty good weekend, but we have a really good show for you today, coming out with some baseball losers and winners coming out. I mean, it's been not just biggest losers, but two teams who've been struggling off the break. We'll catch that up there in about 8 to 10 minutes. We'll talk about some baseball stuff, and then we have a really good stuff. What's going on with the U.S. books and what's going on with preseason football of all these interesting topics and interesting rules? We'll hit on that in about 20 minutes, so that should be a good topic. And pretty much make sure you know your house. Your house rules is number one. We'll break that down and pretty soon. So it should be a fun show for a Monday. Don't forget Friday show as well, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where me and Detroit Lenny probably talk about preseason week 2. Are we still going to crown Sanders MVP of the league for the Cleveland Browns, since he pretty much had a pretty good week 1? But let's welcome in my hostess with the mostest. Spirit Lady, what's going on?
What's happening? Today's a winner already. It started off as a winner. Kids back to school, so can't go wrong there. I feel like nothing I can do today is going to go bad. So, NFL was interesting this weekend. Baseball is always interesting. I mean, we're in the middle of August, so dog days of summer, for real. Couple ties in the NFL. What's that about? I mean, it's preseason, but still, it felt like there was just a lot of them. There was 2, but still.
Before we get into what we did over the weekend, I have to talk about this UFC Paramount Plus deal. UFC switching over, leaving ESPN, and then going over to Paramount Plus CBS. For 7 years, $1 billion, or was it? I can't remember. It was $7.7 billion. I'm just so happy they got rid of the pay-per-view platform. So if you have Paramount Plus, you don't have to pay the $79.99 for their pay-per-views and all that. You're just going to get on that. So that's a huge deal for a lot of other things like wrestling pay-per-views and stuff like that. I just think the trend's going to come down. Even though I'll probably have to pay more for Paramount price, I'm probably going to jack up the subscription now. But that's got to be huge. What did you think about that?
I love it because I have Paramount Plus. So for me, it's a win. I'm not a guy that follows UFC like in and out, like so detailed, where I'm on, like if there's a big card, I'm a sucker for the marketing. I see the advertisement. I love it, but I'll buy every other pay-per-view kind of, I feel like, is what I do with UFC. So now that it's on Paramount Plus, huge deal. Huge. I think I honestly think that I want to say pay-per-view is like that model is going to fall apart. It's just going by the wayside sooner than later. What do you think about that?
I agree. I think the pay-per-view model is done with. I'm a little bit shocked. Of course, you know me. I had betting odds on there. Where would UFC sign their new deal? And I had ESPN, Disney, the mouse as the favorite, Netflix too, and then I had Amazon. And I think I forgot what else. But Paramount Plus was plus 550 to get this UFC deal. So, I mean, they were a huge dark horse. It blew my mind when I saw the press clippings this morning. That's where they went. I mean, you can watch a lot of these fight nights now on CBS and stuff like that. So it's going to be very interesting. They do have the NFL over at Paramount Plus. Does that mean I'm going to get Tulsa King season 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Because I love that series.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so for everybody involved.
Yeah, I'm shocked and excited at the same time. But wow, Paramount Plus, 7 point. Hey, call us. Hey, Paramount Plus, we're looking for a permanent home class.
Yeah, holler. I mean, just shoot me a DM, Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
We would love to be featured in some way, shape, or form, even if it's on a commercial for Tulsa King for a 15-second spot. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Now that we promote Sylvester Stallone, which he's a big fan of the show, he's chimed in all the time. Let's get to the weekend recap.
You know what time it is? It's weekend recap time.
Love the little funky music we got right there.
if you don't feel like you're on a game show in the 70s, I don't know what your problem. I'm aging myself there, but
Those are the best game shows in the 70s. But before we get into our weekend recap, I want to say thank you to two new members over here at Doc Sports YouTube channel. Jermaine Johnson signed up, and Ricky Villanueva also signed up a minute ago. Like he's like, oh, I can't wait to watch Betting Outside the Box. I need to sign up. So it's like that, Ricky. Thank you for signing on up, and thank you for enjoying all the great content you can see and watch and cash over at Doc's YouTube channel. So, topic one, weekend recap. What did you do? What happened to you on the weekend recap?
Last minute school closed stuff for first day of school today. I mean, last night my 8th grader told me that he needed a backpack for 7 a.m. this morning. So that was fun. Watched a lot of NFL. I did. I got down the NFL kind of network train rabbit hole, and I just watched football, a lot of football. Tigers weren't very interesting anyway for me, so watched a lot of football. Loved seeing the Patriots score 48 points. I did. I loved that. But a lot of football, just a lot of football. Tough. We'll talk about the Lions game though, but it was a lot of football for me.
Yeah, I didn't watch as much football because I'm not the biggest preseason.
Right.
But 17 preseason games, including the Hall of Fame. 14 of those 17 games have gone over the total. You know what? So far, the average score of the NFL preseason and the Hall of Fame game is 44.2 points scored in that game. I remember back in the day, I'm going to put my old man soapbox right now, where we would post up just totals 32 and a half, 33. Maybe we might see a 34, 35 on that one.
Right.
But wow, we saw that, and it's funny. There's one game in NFL preseason, the Kansas City Chiefs game. It opened up at 37 and a half, went all the way up to 40 and a half. And what game goes under? That one does.
That one. That's
I thought it was,
one, yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny. And then when I watched a lot of baseball because my Cubs continue to downward spiral, but I did, like I said, I watched a little bit of other things around. I caught up on some DVR stuff, but I was pretty much had a really chill Sunday. Saturday I was pretty busy doing crazy prop bets and stuff like that.
That Bengals-Eagles game was like a regular season game. 34-27 went back and forth. I mean, if you just looked at the stats and took away players' names, guys, from the third, fourth string, that was a good game. That was just a good game all the way through. So with so many overs in this last weekend, do you kind of think about unders next week like I do, or?
I mean, I'm figuring the books will probably jack them up maybe a point and a half on certain games. Probably lower the limits maybe on some of the totals on some of the certain games. But let's say, face it, Sanders is probably going to get a lot more playing time. He played really well. You look at three teams, which I adjusted week one starting quarterbacks. Right now for Cleveland Browns, Flacco is still the favorite at minus 160. He was minus $2. Sanders was up to 30 to 1 plus 35 to 1 in some shops. Now he's 16 to 1. Or I'm sorry, 11 to 1. Gabriel is 16 to 1. So it's going to be very interesting. I think the Cleveland will see some high scoring. I think the Colts with Daniel Jones probably getting a little more playing time, and Riley Leonard probably getting some more playing time because he's going to be battling figuring out AR's pinky that got dislocated. So I can see certain games are still going to score. I thought the New York Giants with Jackson Dart. You figured they're going to probably give him some playing time, and he looked really, really good. If it wasn't for Sanders, we'd be talking all about Jackson Dart today and other shows. So it's going to be very interesting. I think certain games will go over. I think certain teams' defense might improve what they saw on preseason week one.
Well, I heard in Cleveland they're already retiring Sanders' jersey. I don't know if he's going to play this weekend. I mean, they're just going to move him right ahead to the Hall of Fame. I mean, he did have a great outing, and I can understand how Cleveland Brown fans are so excited about him because you haven't had anything in a long, long time. So I get that, but I don't know why. Cleveland. I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble from Browns fans in the chat or afterwards. But like, Joe Flacco's not. I don't know how he's on the roster.
I mean, I think leadership and veteran leadership is the reason why he's on it. You can't just throw Dillian Gabriel, and we all see what Pickett. Pickett's not a starting quarterback. I don't understand why Pittsburgh drafted him.
I get it.
But
Small hands.
if you can't be successful in the field you played on all through college and the whole, you get to not unpack your bags after the draft. If you can't be successful, then maybe you need to look at another profession. So I think that's why Flacco will be quarterback weeks 1, 2, and 3, and then maybe give it to somebody else in the middle of the season. I understand that, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Sanders right now. If he continues to play like that, then I'll jump ship and say, hey, wow, I was wrong. I was wrong about this kid. But right now, I'm not taking off his jersey to give him a gold jacket to put on.
Oh my God, Cleveland fans, calm down. I mean, you're almost as bad as Tiger fans when they get swept by the Twins and stuff like that. But
I was more shocked. I was more shocked at how poorly the New Orleans Saints quarterback room is. I mean, it was the last game of the preseason. First quarter was 3-0. I'm thinking, wow, an under game, and that game goes over because Kellen Moore kicks a field goal to push the total over at the end of the game. But Spencer Rattler did nothing for me. Tyler Shaw did nothing for me, and Jake Hayner. I mean, it's got to be the worst quarterback room in the NFL, plain old period. And USA Today projected them to only have 2 wins in their projections they released out over the weekend. 2 wins for the Saints. Wow.
I'm worried about the Saints for real. 2 is high. That's a lot of that's high expectations. 2 wins. Their quarterback room is rough. I'm not shocked by their quarterback room and what they did this weekend because I expected them to not do anything. We're talking about Jake Hayner, Spencer Rattler. I mean, come on. I mean, there's you got to do better. It is so blatantly obvious that they are tanking for Arch Manning next year. It's not even, and that's assuming he has a great year at Texas. You know what I mean? But I mean,
I think they rather have the LSU quarterback than Manning. I think that'd be just way too much pressure to have about Manning, and it's and no disrespect to Manning, but the LSU quarterback looks like a quarterback. He's tall, he's got a big arm, but we don't even know if Manning's going to come out next year, so that's another story.
The Saints are bad at quarterback.
Yeah. Let's talk about baseball. Let's see our topic 2.
The struggle is real with these MLB teams.
Boy, some teams struggling in baseball since the All-Star break and since the trade deadline. And I'm going to hand the ball off or hand the baseball off to you because I want to know what 2 AL teams that are struggling in your eyes.
I mean, the obvious thing for me to talk about is the Tigers and how bad they are struggling. What bugs me most about the Tigers is Riley Green and his struggles offensively. I mean, this guy's striking out like he can't hit the side. He can't hit a beach ball right now. And he's a leader on that team. So that's hard. He's just a defensive juggernaut in the outfield, out in left field. But offensively, he is struggling. And it's not just been since the All-Star break. It's kind of been a little bit all year. He's struggling all year, but the Yankees are a pretty obvious pick here for teams that are struggling. The last I looked, the Boston Red Sox are now up on them in second place. I mean, the Blue Jays are doing what the Blue Jays are doing. But the Red Sox are right there. The Yankees are slowly falling. They're third in the wild card race. And I get the Aaron Judge problem and all that and his injury and all that, but it's been more than just Aaron Judge. Their pitching is struggling. Their bats are struggling. It's baseball. It's not a one-man sport. I would say the Yankees and the Tigers, but those are obvious. My other team would be the Astros because the Mariners are coming with vengeance right now. They're 9-1, I think, in their last 10. They're a half game behind the Astros, and the Astros are just trying to hold on. I expect a race in the AL West, like a photo finish kind of thing.
I'm excited for the AL West. I'm excited.
Sure. What do you got in the National League?
National League, everyone probably thought I was going to be Cubs #1. They're on my list, but I'm going to say the New York Mets. I mean, they started off after the All-Star break winning some big games, but then since then, they've lost, 10 out of their last 11. They can't hit the polar bear. Looks like he's out in the sun. too long because he can't hit as well. This is just the wrong time for the Mets to slump because they were looking to maybe surpass the Phillies, which the Phillies have been playing some good ball and they picked up some key pieces. So now you're getting separated by your division. So the Mets have to be my number one. Their bullpen has been awful. And this is a team that made a lot of splashes during the trade deadline. They have not done anything. So I'm looking at the Mets as my big one. And I would say the Dodgers too. The Dodgers here, they didn't make that big of a noise. We talked about them when winners and losers trade deadline, and I had them as a loser because they didn't pick up anything. And now the Padres keep on creeping up and creeping up and creeping up. And the Dodgers were supposed to be the creme of the creme.
Yeah.
And they got all these names and the pitchers and stuff like that. So they're my one. And then of course, it's my Cubs. I mean, let's face it, they're playing awful. They're 10-11 since the All-Star break. They've had 5 wins since Ryan Sandberg's death. Yes, I'm blaming that on him. Yeah, I can. I'm
just gonna blame the whole estate or what?
Yeah. And Kyle Tucker, all-star Kyle Tucker, has hit 1 home run since July 1st. Their pitching has been mediocre starting pitch. Their bullpen has kept them in some games, and their timing hitting has just been FYI. I mean, it has been nowhere to be found. I just don't understand why they're slumping right now. But I would say those two, Mets and Dodgers, and the Cubs, they're still in the lead for the wild card. I didn't think they were going to win a division, so having a lead for the division was like Christmas a little bit for me. But well, the way they've been playing has just been playing awful. They might not even make the wild card right now. It's just been. But I 100% agree with you. The AL West is going to be a fun division, and too bad we're not going to be talking about it because we're going to have to be talking about football, and more football instead of the AL West. But I want to jump in the chat real quick. So new Albie says hello to both of us, and he agrees with you on the Yankees as one as struggling. So thank you, Sonu, for joining us and watching the show. We both appreciate it.
Absolutely. But Raphael, the Yankees, what if they mess around and don't even make the wild card? Like, I mean, heads will roll. Heads will roll. Yeah, I mean, you got to imagine, and you can't just say that Aaron Judge going out for a couple weeks or a month or 2, even if it goes off 2 months, whatever. You can't just blame it on that. The Yankees
I agree.
Free fall.
Yeah, I agree. Boone will be gone, and I mean they get some really good pitchers, and they just haven't been able to perform. I mean, that'd be crazy if they don't make the playoffs. Funny, but crazy at the same time. So don't forget about Friday's show. Friday's show should be another great betting outside the box. Hopefully, we have a free winner for you later on in the show, so we can carry our winning streak into Friday's show as well. We'll probably dive into more preseason football on Friday's show, so don't forget to check us out at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday's show. Topic 3 was didn't want to have any graphics. I kind of want to be serious at the same time on this one because we discussed what happened in preseason. We saw a game get ended because of an injury. Totally understand preseason. You just saw one of your teammates going off a massive neck injury. It's a preseason game. I understand that they called the game 2 ties. Oh, totally understand the 2 ties in preseason football game. Even though I think they should have had a field goal contest for preseason. Yeah, kickoff for preseason. Yeah, but that's another show, another story. But you have to know your house rules. I mean, everyone blew up my phone after the Detroit Lions game. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Am I gonna get refund? Am I gonna cash out? It didn't go 55 minutes. And every rule I looked and I called and read every rule book, everyone had the same. And pretty much everyone that I know refunded. I haven't heard anything from FanDuel and DraftKings that we paid it off just because they always want to stick the middle finger to their rule book just for customer service and customer service only. But I haven't heard that many books that said they paid it. Now, the first half, yes, they paid it. First half total, yes, they paid it. Everything else after that was refunded. So, again, this is what I mean to tell people. You have to know your house rules. I mean, just for this case instantly, a tie is a tie. So if you have plus points, you have the winner. If you didn't, if you had -3, you have scrap paper. So it is what it is on that one. What did you think about how they ended that Lions game? It's your team.
First of all, it was prayers to that guy and his family. From everything that I hear, he is back in Detroit, Michigan, and under the care of Lions staff, and he's up moving fully. I don't say fully recovered, but it could have been a lot worse. And
Yes.
I will say this: I much respect for the Atlanta Falcons and how they handled it on both sides of the football. I think that, hey man, it's preseason week 1. We don't have to, finish this game. It doesn't matter. We got the work in we needed for a preseason game. Everybody got to see and do reps. Did it last as long as we wanted it to? No. But I think it was the right thing to do. And calling that game and watching that game, I didn't know what to do. I was texting you. I was on the phone with like 2 other people. People were texting. They're like, what's happening right now? What's going on? And I'm like, I don't. And I'm watching it. They snap the ball, but then they don't do anything. And then I didn't think the refs knew what they were doing, the players on the field. And they didn't want to throw a flag. And then they announced it after a couple minutes. Totally the right call. But you hit the nail on the head. I mean, as much as I say shop your lines, you got to know your house rules. I mean, if those are 2 things you take away from this show ever in the lifetime that you watch this, I'm happy. Shop your lines and know your house rules. You have to be a better. And that's the first 2 things to doing that.
I couldn't agree more. And it leads into the segue of, what are U.S. books doing?
Right.
Ohio
Ohio.
decided to ban first pitch betting because of what happened to Cleveland. Was it Clace, Emmanuel Clace? They got busted for tipping balls or whatever, gambling and stuff like that. And now they're going to ban first pitch bets. And now I'm hearing that some states are like, you know what? Why don't we just dive in and get rid of no runs first inning to it? Because I think some pitchers might be doing this. I heard last time I checked, I heard there was a couple pitchers investigating for that reason and for that reason only. This means I told people this is because of not just baseball. This is because of NBA. This is because of all the people who get busted in the NFL players and stuff like that. If they're gonna take away prop bets, they're not going to take it away from the almighty NFL. They're not going to take it away from the second biggest betting market, NBA. They're going to hit it where it counts, where baseball. They're going to hit it with NHL and stuff like that. Them taking away, and I'm looking at you, Ohio, them taking away first pitch betting and maybe Nerfies is just telling them, hey, this is how we're going to help the U.S. Senators. Say, hey, you know what? We agree with you. It's all bad. We're going to take away this, just like how they took away college football player prop bets in some states. That's probably going to be a bigger thing when years come, or maybe even months come. So always be awareness. And that's why I tell people, yes, it's good to bet in your state, but look at the taxes you have to pay. Look at the stuff the extra juice you might have to pay. It's not all sun and glory just because you open up your app and you can bet something. Sometimes it doesn't look, it looks too good to be true, and they're going to penalize you in the long run.
Yeah, it usually is if it looks too good to be true. I worry that, Vegas, I can't do stuff like that. Like, I can't I can't bet a first pitch or stuff like that. So I don't you guys in Ohio, you're already spoiled. So I have no sympathy for it being taken away because I didn't have it in the first place. Living in Vegas, everybody thinks that I have such a buffet of bets to make in a smorgasbord or whatever of different stuff. I do not have that. I have to go offshore if I want to get really exotic. And that's hard sometimes. And I don't have no sympathy. I worry that this is going to be a US thing, that it's now going to just a little bit. All it needs is a little bit of traction, and it's going to go across the country. How does that affect me or you? I don't think so.
No,
does
it doesn't.
The everyday better? Maybe.
It doesn't affect me because I'm a big component of doing both. And I'll say it, I know the bosses don't like it, but if I'm looking to put extra coin to take care of my wife's Amazon addiction, then I'm gonna look at the best ways I can make $1. So if it's here in the States, if it's not here in the States, I am looking for that extra way. I'm not doing anything bad. I'm not selling drugs. I'm not downloading certain stuff I shouldn't be seeing and stuff like that. I'm actually just trying to make a bet, trying to win $1. So I don't care. So I look at it that way when I look at that. Perfect example of what you just said is everyone thinks since you live in Las Vegas You have a smorgasbord of whatever you bet. If you think Vegas is still the mecca of sports gambling, I got news for you. It's not even the top 4 in biggest handle in here in the United States. And once California and Texas finally get their heads out of their asses and have sports gambling, Vegas is going to be nowhere to be found as the mecca of sports gambling. Yes, they're going to have the shiny toys and sports books, but is it worth having a shiny toy when no one's there betting it or no
You no
one's using
longer
it?
have to be in Vegas to have that shiny toy. In fact, you actually get the shinier toy not in Vegas.
Yeah, and it's.
You know.
I'm not this in circle and all that. Yeah, they have the nicest pool. They have the best sports book. Period. I'll say that right now. But do you really want to go there and spend all that money for one beer that's going to cost you probably a case of beer when you can just go home and watch it and bet on your app or to get food delivered to yourself that's 10 times cheaper than going to a casino and spending? Now, I think Vegas needs to look at it totally different. They're not the we're here for the high rollers anymore because the high rollers are not even coming anymore. You see the occupancy in these hotels and stuff like that. I think they need to bring it back, not to families bring their kids, but bring it to the middle class. Hey, you know what? Take a vacation, come here. Take it, stuff like that. Instead of we want to all fine and dine and we want the millionaires and stuff like that. That ain't gonna work anymore.
No, it's more of a blue collar like vacation type destination more
Yes.
than a high roller whale type situation they're trying to bring in. Uh, Offshore, you said it right. Offshore, you got to have everything. Shop your lines. You got to be all around. I mean, just because my wife makes the best biscuits and gravy doesn't mean that's the only biscuits and gravy I ever eat.
Hope
That's
you're
it.
talking about food right now, but now I'm kind of hungry. But
Well, I am hungry, and I won't diss the circuit too much. I won't give the circuit too much shade because I'll probably be there. I'm going down there tonight, so I'll be down there in a couple hours. So I got to meet some friends down
I
the
wasn't
circuit.
going straight because some of the people that work there, I worked at with
I love
Caesars
it.
at MGM.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm just using them for an example,
absolutely.
just because they have the nicest, shiniest sports book. I think that's why I don't want people to think, oh, Raphael is this in circa. I
No,
just
no,
use
no,
them for example because they have the nicest example
no.
to use.
They really do. I do think, Vegas is Vegas. Like, if you come to Vegas and don't think you're going to pay $20 for a small drink this size on the strip, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's an expensive place. It can be expensive anyway.
Before we get into our free doctor's orders, Sony wants to know thoughts on Twins and Yankees game. The Twins opened up at -$6, Sony. And there's no way in God's green that I'm laying -180, -190, even though they're probably the better team. But I'm sorry, when you're slumping, you don't bet the slumping teams. You either fade them or just push
Yeah,
it aside. And I want nothing to
I don't want
do
nothing to do with that
with
game.
the Yankees. So if you're looking at that game, for me, as an odds guy that's looking for value, I see no value. And there's no way I'm laying the Yankees run line the way they've been hitting. So to me, I would just push this side and watch it.
If anything, I wait for the Twins to get up in the first couple innings and live bet the Yankees.
Yeah, good point. Good point. You were well
I
said.
get
Well said.
better price tag on them if I was going to want to get on that game, but I don't want to get on
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's do. You know what, Lenny? We have won 6 of our last 9
Boom.
doctor's orders. Let's throw it up. Let's go for another one. That is right. We have won 3 in a row, 6 out of our last 9. We're going to the baseball diamond because that's pretty much all there is today at the baseball diamond. We did take the Colorado Rockies, St. Louis Cardinals first 3 innings over 2.5. One of the main reasons why I like this, the Cardinals are throwing out Miles Mikolas, who throws up softballs pretty much game after game after game. And I think Colorado could push over some early runs. And I also think the Cardinals, who bats woke up a little bit against Cubs pitching, I think they can whack around Colorado pitching. So I like the first 3 innings over 2.5. Don't forget, the Colorado Rockies gave up 25 runs in their weekend series, so their pitching and bullpen might be a little bit gassed.
Chase Dollander. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. For the Colorado Rockies, sports a 2.9 record with a 6.6 ERA. Yeah, give me the over first 3, over 2.5. I'll be honest with you. If they could somehow, if you don't think, I bet the your fee as well. I think they hit this number. We should cash this by the end of the first. I probably just jinxed it. I'm sorry, but we're going to go over 2.5 in the first 3
You're not
games.
going to jinx this. And Friday, we'll be talking about 7 out of 10, going for
Yeah.
5 in a row. You ain't jinx.
Exactly.
There's no negativity that ever comes out of your mouth, Lenny. So you did not jinx it. So I have full confidence on you. But you know what? Why don't you tell the listeners what they can get over at Doc Sports?
Don't forget, you guys can get a free $60 account. Links in the description of the video. If you're new to Docs, head over there, docsports.com/free60. That's where you get a free $60 account. Use on any handicapper you want, any package. Raphael's premium play is always available. You got a big play going on tonight, don't you?
Yeah, I'm having a nice baseball season. I mean, so I saw some unbelievable value this morning on that. So I jumped on it just because I like the value. I mean, I liked the game, was blown away at the value that I was getting.
Okay, there you have it. Head over there, use that $60 account. Get yourself anything you want. Day pass, week pass, season pass, you name it. It's available. Free $60 account. Link in the description of the video.
I want to thank Sony for joining us and stuff like that. I want to thank our new customer that came in while we're on there, Tobias Clayton. Thank you for your membership. Thank you for watching. And Mama G says hi. I don't know who Mama G is, but hi, Mama G. Thank you for watching as well. I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of the week. We'll be back on Friday, same bad time, same bad channel, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is my boy Lenny. I'm Raphael. Thank you for watching Betting Outside the Box. Don't forget to subscribe to the Doc's YouTube channel. Don't forget to like all the videos. If you have a comment for me and Lenny, please put it in the comment. We'll try to answer it ASAP. You guys all have a fantastic Monday. Stay safe. And please don't bet what you don't have.